Yo, welcome. On this episode, I am going to keep it a little light. I have been diving into some of the complications that can arise when trying to have a relationship. I think it's good to switch paces, and I would like to ask a question to my audience: money or love? The age old dilemma. Now, this is a classic hypothetical question that delves into what people value most in life. The choice between money and love often depends on individual priorities, life experiences, and current circumstances. Which would you choose? Ideally, many people would want both. We'll want money for security, and we'll want love to appreciate the material things that we are able to obtain. And I understand that. So there's no right or wrong answer. But when we ask this question, what we really get into is what people value most. And what I thought about this morning, I thought about how love is important. And I believe that since we are prone to experience heartache, it can make us resent the fact that deep inside, all of us want fulfilling relationships. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to hit the TikTok streets, and I want to see what people are talking about in regards to love.
Married ladies, listen. It ain't nothing like the pure bliss after your husband has knocked your walls from the left to the right. Come on now. You got to tell me. It is like, it's the feeling of joy knowing that he don't rearrange your guts. Come on now. It made me want to sing. There goes my baby. Come on, somebody.
And I think that the thing about when we go to the bedroom as adults, I think that really is to promote connection, right? A deeper connection when we are able to engage in intimacy is really to foster a connection, a stronger connection between the two. And that's why I think that perhaps we do live in an over sexualized society, and, we're all victims of it, like to where something can be just for pleasure, or intimacy can be used to convey a greater message, which is affection. And so I'm glad that she put that out there, because no man or no woman really wants to be in a sexless union, right? And I think that
Here's the thing, right? My husband is like my best friend. That's my homie, okay? But I don't think people understand when an introvert marries an extrovert. There is a bit of a disconnect sometimes, right? I'm the type of person I like to be alone sometimes. And don't get it confused. The person that I tend to like to be alone with the most is my husband. The second person is myself. And God is always there. So I ain't never alone without him there. But that's the point. So I like to be alone sometimes. Why is that? Because I need to recharge. Because if I don't recharge, you know what happens? If I'm deep in thought about something and my husband comes up and just like touches me, talks to me, and I'm over here thinking, contemplating, trying to work through something, and you got the nerve to speak to me, oh, I understand how unreasonable that is. Trust me, I know what it sounds like coming out of my mouth, but the anger that then emits from literally my pinky toe to the top of my head is ridiculous. It's low-key ungodly. It's disrespectful. Now, obviously, I'm grown. I know how to not react in emotional times, especially when I know it's not logical, but that does not mean I don't still feel the feelings. So I'm sitting here boiling inside, thinking, why in the world would you even speak to me while I'm thinking through something? Do you know how crazy that sounds? That sounds insane. That is the reason why it's important for me and him to have separate alone time. So what does that mean? I am not that wife that's like, oh, you can't go with the boys. Oh, you can't get on the game. Oh, you can't go play basketball, baby, go. Go, have fun. You want to know why? You going and doing that keeps me as the loving, supportive wife I need to be, because I don't have a long time. If I can't recharge, if I can't have like 2 seconds by myself, I will lose my mind. Logic will go out the window at some point. I will not be caring what's coming out of this mouth. That's the thing.
And I'm glad that she pointed that out, because in a relationship, it's good to understand how the other person feels, right? How they manage stress. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that when you're in a relationship, it is just that. You're still going to have emotions. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. And it's important to be able to recharge.
So no, I never said he couldn't go. Baby, have fun. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be at the house having a ball in my own thoughts. That's what I need for me to survive in a marriage. And I did not realize that about myself. I always knew I was introverted, but I didn't realize how deep it ran until I married this man. And Lord, the car has always been my sanctuary when it comes to like, oh, let me just sit here for a second.
The car is her safe space. And I definitely can relate to that.
Like, I ain't even got kids, but I understand my mom a little bit more now. She pulled up just sitting in the car. I'm sitting here like, why in the world? She don't want to come to the house? I'm here looking through the window. I'm off work. She didn't want to deal with us. She needed a minute.
And this is why sometimes people would say money, right? Going back to money or love, the age-old dilemma. A lot of people would say money because a lot of people would think that if my partner feels this way, then something is wrong. Or if I have enough money, we can outsource some of these problems, some of these responsibilities, right? And I think also it comes down to the community aspect of it. A lot of people in the modern world are really living in the true community as humans evolve to live in. Like I don't even know my neighbors, guys. You know what I'm saying? And so we used to live in a world where you knew your neighbors. I'm from the South, right? So in the South, I'm from rural South. So people in the community. Even if it's people you don't know, someone knows someone, you know? And I do understand why women are very stressed. But let me let her finish her point, because that's why some people would choose, because they would think that they could outsource some of these problems.
Now I'm coming outside to the car because I ain't coming home from work. This is my job. So I'm coming to sit in the car. And then Money will come on the porch. Hey, what you doing? Where you going? I'm like, nowhere. I'm just sitting in the car. Oh, well, come in and sit with me. Now, don't get this confused. Don't get it twisted. I love my husband. Okay, that's my best friend. That's the homie. All right? Yeah. Anyways, but that's my rant for the day. I just need to get that off my chest.
And one thing that I forgot to mention is people tend to believe that when you need some time alone with your thoughts to gather yourself, it's because you're angry. It ain't got nothing to do with angry. It ain't got nothing to do with like somebody pissing you off or you being mad at the said individual that you were trying to get alone time from. And that's the thing that I've had to explain to my husband is, oh no, I'm not angry. It's just something that is wired in my head. That's like, if you do not go sit in silence with your own thoughts for a little while, you may go crazy. Don't know.
Yeah. I definitely understand it.
Waiting on Chad to come on. We had to get a little quickie in, so he moving slow, child. He a little tired. So why my husband talking about something? I saw your story, and you been holding out on me with that outfit. Where you get that from? Don't worry about where I got this from. Worry about that I swiped your card to get it. Well, I love you because I knew you was gonna come through for me. Then he goes, I'm gonna need all that tonight. I said, okay, let me shower. Let me take the headscarf off. I'm gonna untwist my twist tonight. Dad want me to show out. He is sharing my content. I just love that man. He want me to pop, lock, and drop it. My husband is a physical touch type of guy. Okay, that's his love language. So I literally laid with him on the floor and I just massaged his back. I scratched his beard. It wasn't all about the boom, boom, boom. And it was so nice. It was so nice because I'm quality time. I want your undivided attention. I came downstairs. He had just got one of the kids to sleep. He was like, I don't mean to rush you, babe. You know, if you're trying to do it, we need to do it now while these kids sleep. And I had told him earlier that day I wanted to do it. I was like, he remembered. Okay, so tell me.
Man, this is why some people choose love. And this is why people choose to go out and work their butts off, create the right connections to secure enough money to sustain it. You know, um, like I said, a lot of times the content I've been making recently, I don't want people to get it confused. Like, uh I'm pro family, I wanted to make some content that'll reflect that, is sometimes I have to dive into some of the problems, not just for clickbait or anything like that, but because these problems are real. But at the same time, we gotta have some balance. And this is balance. This is refreshing for me. This is refreshing for me, and I want to see more of this. But if we don't solve the problems or speak on the problems, then we can't even get to this because we need this.
See why my husband was like, let me turn my pumps off. I came downstairs this morning. I'm like, what? He's like, I like your outfit. I said, do you?
Marking
Ooh,
case.
that's my man.
Marked.
Y'all see that? Hold on. You nasty. When you coming home?
My goal is to get out of here in the next hour.
Nice. He done got me all discombobulated. He talking about, never mind. I ain't even tell you all that. Some stuff y'all don't need to know. Look, after I felt my man's lips on my lips, how could I be mad anymore?
Lucky man. And on this episode, we're talking about money or love, the age-old dilemma. And ideally, we would want both. And it's sad that we live in a world where people think that they have to choose. You know what I'm saying?
Marriage is so much fun. One of my favorite parts is I get to hear that story that you always forget that you told me over and over again forever until I die. Marriage is so much fun.
I just think that that's people in general, right? Because as I realize with my friends, my closest friends, the bros, we probably have the same conversation over and over again, right? It's a ritual. And that's part of what makes it so great. You know what I mean? And I think that it's interesting to just see some of these perspectives because oftentimes we're not taught the emotional intelligence side of things, you know? And a lot of things that I'm seeing in these videos is that these women are talking about the intimacy, right? The bedroom. And a lot of guys, I guess we don't think that that's important to women, right? But I've played several videos and women have been talking about how important it is for them as well. That's very interesting to me.
Married ladies, listen. It ain't nothing like the pure bliss after your husband has knocked your walls from the left to the right. Come on now. You got to tell me. It is like, it's the feeling of joy knowing that he don't rearrange your guts. Come on now. It made me want to sing. There goes my baby. Come on, somebody.
You see what I'm saying? Like the last two videos, the ladies have 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 all said that's very important to me.
I just called my husband and asked him if he wanted a breakfast sandwich because I was getting myself one. And last night I didn't cook. In fact, I don't think I've cooked all week. So I called him just now and I was like, hey, I'm getting myself a breakfast sandwich. Do you want one? He said, no, I don't want a breakfast sandwich. Thank you so much. And then he called me back and he was like, I want you to know that you're doing a really great job. And I know you have such a high powered, like high energy, busy type of career where you're not going to be able to cook all the time. But I want you to know it is not your job to feed me. I'm a grown man. I lived on my own before you. When it comes down to eating, if I'm starving, if I'm hungry, like I can take care of it and I can take care of you. I want for every woman to experience what that feels like to have such a supportive partner, a partner who has.
We gotta snap our fingers on that one. He's very smooth, and sometimes you just gotta You gotta remain a player, and I'm not saying player like in a negative connotation. It's like you have to remain aware. He was aware enough to know that realistically she's been occupied, and so that's nice that he was like it against you. It's all good, and that's why I think love is important, balance is important, because it goes back to the money side of the conversation. People do have to work, and we living in these countries now, in the world now, where things are increasingly expensive. And so oftentimes we are forced to sacrifice intimate times with family, friends, and even ourselves in order to earn money. And it can feel, and we can develop thoughts to begin to think that the love or intimacy is less important. And it's a balancing act, you guys. And so I just really wanted to talk about money or love, the age-old dilemma. And so I wanted to play some content that's more on the lighter side.
Lived on their own, a partner who is independent, who is not bothered by your success, and who also knows how to help you manage your stress, even if it's just by not adding more stress onto it. That was the nicest thing ever. And honestly, the fact that he even said I was doing a good job as a wife, because I literally have not cooked all week, meant everything to me. Everything to me. Because I literally sometimes I'm like, who let me get married? Like, I'm just doing my best out here. And for him to say, your best is more than good enough, which he says all the time, by the way, was very kind. And I want that for all my girls. I just called my husband and asked him if he wanted a breakfast sandwich because I was getting myself one.
That's very beautiful. Understanding when we feel seen and heard and appreciated. And I like what she said. She was like, I want that for all my girls. Like, that's the thing. See, and they gotta have a hater in the comment. It gotta be a hater in the comments. Man, we gotta stop this hating. Read the first comment, you guys. Another woman is doing your job for you. Come on, man. Let people be, yo. People can't even post a appreciation post on the internet. That's why sometimes, guys, believe it or not, the internet is a double-edged sword. Let me read the comment. In fact, I'm not even gonna feed into that. See, I want to feed into it now. You know what I mean? You can't even feed into that. Let me play her video again, and I'll rebuke what he just posted. I hope it's not true. Don't listen to that. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta chill, man. Stop hating, bro.
And last night I didn't cook. In fact, I don't think I've cooked all week. So I called him just now and I was like, hey, I'm getting myself a breakfast sandwich. Do you want one? He said, no, I don't want a breakfast sandwich. Thank you so much. And then he called me back and he was like, I want you to know that you're doing a really great job. And I know you have such a high powered, like high energy, busy type of career where you're not going to be able to cook all the time. But I want you to know it is not your job to feed me. I'm a grown man. I lived on my own before you. When it comes down to eating, if I'm starving, if I'm hungry, like I can take care of it and I can take care of you. I want for every woman to experience what that feels like, to have such a supportive partner, a partner who has lived on their own, a partner who is independent, who is not bothered by your success, and who also knows how to help you manage your stress, even if it's just by not adding more stress onto it. That was the nicest thing ever. And honestly, the fact that he even said I was doing a good job as a wife, because I literally have not cooked all week, meant everything to me. Everything to me. Because I literally sometimes I'm like, who let me get married? Like, I'm just doing my best out here. And for him to say, your best is more than good enough, which he says all the time, by the way, was very kind. And I want
That's so beautiful, man.
that for all my girls.
She won it for all of you ladies. That she's a winner. See, winning is contagious. I had to cleanse the energy just now and play that video again. Cause sometimes, guys, when we are in good moods or we are we are experiencing things like that, it can make some people feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? To see you happy, to see that you are getting some of your higher level of needs met. And because we live in a world where realistically you're not supposed to be uh happy, you know. You're not supposed to be happy, you know what I mean? You're not
Man, you ever be looking at your woman, bro? You just be on some shit like, you just be looking at it, just staring at it type of shit on some shit. And just like, damn, like, I'm really hitting that shit. Like, I'm really, like, you really mine for real? Like, having a kid, having a mortgage, what I'm saying, putting a ring on there. Forever don't sound too bad.
you see, and I want to play something for both sides. Like all of these people are talking about intimacy, right? The bedroom. Now, I've been stating for a while now in my videos that the relationship starts when you enter the bedroom. And I used to ask the question, when does a relationship start? Answer, when you enter the bedroom. These type of videos from both the females, and this is the first male that I played, they all talk about that as well in their own way, because it's to produce justice as well as communication and balance between the people. And I believe that it's supposed to do that. You know what I mean? And so it's good to see the young man happy, and it's so crazy because when you're happy, people can try to find fault or paint a picture or tell you that you shouldn't be happy. Or if you're happy, people will even tell you that you're at risk of being taken advantage of, like, oh, be cautious. It's like you can't even enjoy the moment without other vultures like circling around. And here's the thing about happiness, it can just come in a moment. You know what I'm saying?
I love my girl, man. I love her. It's just sometimes I have these thoughts like, you know, she's the best. Like I'm not gonna compare her to other girls. And it's not even about the comparison. It's just the comparison about the good that she does for me. That I don't think no other female would do. I don't think no other girl would go through what I've been through with me, like she's done. So I feel like, I owe her the world sometimes, and sometimes I honestly feel like I'm being too hard on her sometimes when it's really just me. Like I'm going through it by myself. So I don't want to drag you with my energy all the time. So I have to learn how to kind of manage my emotions better in terms of isolating myself and in terms of spending time with her, because I know she's just a sweet girl. And I don't know, it's just love between us, bro. I love my girl, man. I love her.
And that's so important. As
It's just
excuse me, that's so important, you guys. Like a lot of times we're not shown images of this. Like I believe that I believe that problems are going to arise in the relationship, for sure. But I believe that like maybe we're just overstimulated with we're we're uh we're overstimulated with just with bad news.
because every single couple is going to struggle with intimacy, finances, children, communication, spiritual beliefs, um, and spending time together, prioritizing each other. We're gonna all struggle with those things, but how do you overcome it?
Right.
How do you get on the other side of it? And so again, we don't know everything because every single couple is going to struggle with intimacy, finances, children, communication, spiritual beliefs, um, and spending time together, prioritizing each other. We're gonna all struggle with those things, but how do you overcome it? How do you get on the other side of it? And so again, we don't know everything because every single
And that's what I wanted to play, guys. Like, on this episode, guys, I'm talking about money or love, the age-old dilemma. And when people ask this question, this is a classic hypothetical question that delves into what people value most in life. The choice between money and love often depends on individual priorities, life experiences, and current circumstances. So let me tell you what the science says about choosing one or the other. So for everyone that read that question or been asked that question and they choose money, their argument would be centered around choosing money could provide financial security, opportunities for luxury, and the ability to pursue various goals without monetary constraints. It can offer freedom from debt and the power to help others financially. However, some might argue that without love, life can feel empty or lonely, regardless of material wealth. Meanwhile, choosing love could mean deep emotional connection, companionship, support, and shared experiences. Many believe that love is essential for true happiness and fulfillment, providing a sense of belonging and purpose that money cannot buy. However, a lack of money can lead to stress, limited opportunities, and challenges in maintaining a stable life, potentially even straining relationships. Ultimately, there's no universally correct answer, as both money and love contribute significantly to a well rounded and satisfying life. The ideal scenario for many is to find a balance where they have enough financial stability to enjoy life with the people that they love, right? Peace. That's been my episode for today. I hope that it was some good energy, and I wish you guys the best out there. One love. In fact, we're going to play some music to exit us out. But one love. I hope you have a blessed day.